takes a bath in the bathtub. Little did I know that there was a water demon lying in the bathtub. She reached in and tested the water temperature. Feeling the water temperature was just right, I walked in and took a bath. But then the phone suddenly rang. The girl had to answer the phone first. The water demon suddenly trembled with anger. Mary came to the living room and realized it was a prank. With a temper, she immediately scolded her brother downstairs. My originally depressed mood became very irritable, so she lay in the bathtub and closed her eyes to rest. The water demon that had been waiting for a long time began to slowly approach again. Mary was still taking a leisurely bath. After rubbing for a long time, I felt that something was wrong. She was so scared that she quickly reached into the water to grope. And then I caught a toy duck. Mary, who had a false alarm, closed her eyes again and continued to take a bath. The water demon finally emerged from the water when the time was right. Spread your fangs and get ready for a big meal. Mary was instantly scared out of her wits. Put on a towel and start running for your life. She shouted there was a fish in the bathtub. At first, Billy thought his sister was deceiving him. Unexpectedly, the next second, the water demon appeared on the stairs. The scared siblings dared not make a noise in the corner. Seeing the water demon getting closer and closer, Billy suddenly had a stupid idea. That is, to let my sister go out and be bait. The water demon was really excited to see the beauty, spread his claws and pounce on him. Billy took advantage of the opportunity and ran upstairs to look for weapons. Opening the pillow, I found that the magic weapon was missing. I had no choice but to call the police. And Mary by this time had turned pale with fear. This water demon looks like it hasn't seen a woman in centuries. Big, round eyes that are about to fall to the ground. We must capture this beautiful woman back as a wife. Mary, whose legs were shaking in fear, fell directly to the ground. He could only watch with his eyes open as the water demon slowly approached him. At the critical moment, the police finally arrived at the scene. The police heard the cry for help and immediately opened fire and smashed the door lock. Going in and looking at it almost scared him half to death. The thick claws pressed Mary firmly to the ground. The police thought it was role-playing and ordered the water demon to tear off his mask. But I didn't know that he was standing in front of a real monster. Don't panic in the face of human threats. The police fired directly in a rage. Who would have expected that the water demon would be invulnerable? I don't feel a thing when the bullet hits me. A surprisingly powerful water demon. The police officer was quickly strangled to the ground. Then he left the house dragging the delicious food. Mary immediately fainted and fell to the ground. The boy dragged his unconscious sister into the bathtub. Unexpectedly, my sister suddenly fell into the water and burst into bubbles. He quickly helped him up to avoid drowning. Mom came home and thought her daughter had an accident. Go up and shake Mary like crazy. Mary woke up thinking she was dreaming. Little did you know that everything was real. It turned out that her brother Billy found an ancient book in the basement. After opening it, it accidentally released the monster that had been sealed for thousands of years to the outside. All their families have become hunted by these monsters. Billy tried to tell Dad there were monsters in the house, but Dad thought he was lying. Billy had no choice but to compete with these monsters. Use the magic of ancient books to defeat one of them. But there are still hundreds of monsters hidden in the house, and we can't kill them all. Mom finally went to the attic to clean. Found that something was wrong with this ancient house. There are dense bats on the ceiling. When she tried to escape, it was too late. Hundreds of bats flew onto the body and ate randomly. The clothes were instantly bitten into fishing nets. Just as he was about to die in the attic, he suddenly quieted down. Looking up, I just peed myself. A pale priest appeared in front of him. Although a lot of weird things have happened at home, but my parents still don't believe that there are monsters in this world. I just think bats are a little overcrowded. The next day, exterminator experts were called in to deal with the bats. Mary felt that this person was a little strange. Sure enough, the experts searched everywhere for ancient books as soon as they entered the door. He said that there were tens of thousands of monsters hidden in the ancient book. If we release it all, the world will never have peace. After listening to it, my father realized the seriousness of the matter. So I asked my son to hand over the ancient book. Billy couldn't hide it and had to hand over the ancient book to the expert. Mary gets up in the middle of the night and goes to the toilet. When she came to the kitchen, she was stunned. Several monsters are playing cards inside and one is roasting meat next to the boiler. Everything in the refrigerator was eaten up. Mary saw that something was wrong and quickly turned around and ran away. Unexpectedly, the monster had completely occupied her house. There's a lot of smoke, and there's no place to hide. Even the outside world has become the world of monsters. After dawn, the house returned to normal. Mary thought she was having an ink dream last night. So I opened the refrigerator and checked. Turns out the food was still in there. Mary, who had a false alarm, put the beef on the table. Prepare to cook a hearty breakfast for your family. I never expected that this packet of beef would actually be a head. Mary turned her head and was instantly scared out of her wits. Hurry upstairs and find my father for protection. Dad came downstairs and found everything was normal. So I felt that my daughter was scaring me. Unexpectedly, when I was drinking coffee, I found two eyes floating in it. It turns out that this expert is the fault of all this. He released all the monsters in the ancient book and refined the essence. Then refined the essence into an immortal medicine. Just as the family was in crisis, the priest appeared again, exposed the conspiracy of this fake expert in public. Unfortunately, at this time, his mana has increased exponentially and no one can defeat him. One star suction technique directly sucked Billy into the sky. At the critical moment, the ancient book suddenly had an inspiration. The Demon King was instantly sealed inside.